Hello, Leo. This is your special edition Lovescope for February 2017. And what makes this Lovescope special is I am looking at the energy between you and your soulmate. Excuse me. Whether you are currently with that person or not, or you've yet to meet them, the energy of this reading is your soulmate, your romantic soulmate that is intended for you this lifetime, okay? And also, I'm going to look at the past life energy you guys share with each other and see how that comes forth into this lifetime and how your relationship is playing out in this lifetime. This isn't about people you're casually dating or, any real information about what's going to transpire in your love life in general. This is very specific about your soulmate. And for those of you who have already met this person, this is the connection that stands alone from any other connection you've ever had with another person. You feel very drawn into this person. You feel a great sense of magnetism between the two of you. You could have really great chemistry. You may have loved more with them than you ever loved with anybody else, okay? This connection is something very special and unique. And based on all the cards here, my biggest sense for you guys is a lot of you have met this person already, but you are not together. You're not. I mean, the separation cards here, even. You're not with them anymore. And I mean, this is a general reading, so you very well could be with the soulmate, but I don't feel this reading is for those of you who are with your soulmate, the energy of this soulmate that I'm reading. You're not with this person. You're not. And for a lot of you, I feel like you've already met this person, but since this is general, this is a person you haven't quite met yet, okay? Or you may have met them, but you guys aren't romantically involved at this time. So with that said, getting right into the past life cards, you guys have Atlantis, authority figures, and vows. And I've only been pulling 2 cards for past life, but I was very strongly led to pull 3 for you guys. With Atlantis, to me, this card speaks about a long lineage of past lives with the same individual, okay? Because if you know anything about the myth of Atlantis, and I say myth because, well, I believe in aspects of the Atlantis story, but I truly feel anything that's presented to us and available to us at this time is just false. So the Atlantis card to me indicates 2 things. A set of souls that have incarnated many lifetimes together, interacting in a very up close and personal way every time. Secondly, this is a very deep spiritual tie. The only card that is of greater spirituality significance to me would be the Galactic card over the Atlantis card. So this card tells me this soulmate is somebody that you have had many lifetimes with. You guys have been in every single type of role, situation, costume, circumstance that you can imagine. You guys have played every role with each other. And, throughout many of your incarnations, you guys have been in a place of power as a power couple, or the positions that you held for your jobs, or just since this is like a very long amount of time as far as lives go. This could be like you were royal status, back in the hierarchy sort of way the world was run, hundreds of years ago. It's just that I feel as though you guys have kind of always been in a place of power throughout the majority of your lifetimes. And I get a sense of this too because you are both very spiritually grown and wise. The vibration of each of you is a bit unique compared to the majority of those who choose to incarnate on the earth at this time. It's a very spiritual bond. And then with vows here, I feel as though you have such a long soul history because there is some sort of agreement on a non-physical level. Okay, I don't buy into the whole twin flame theory. I'm sorry, if that makes you sad to hear. The way I perceive reality and the non-physical, the idea of a twin flame doesn't really resonate with me. I feel like throughout all of our lifetimes, we have many different soulmates that at times seem like they are our exact flame, our exact mirrored image of ourselves, and other soulmates that are, challenging. It's a whole plethora, it's not the same being, the same energy every single lifetime, especially on a romantic love level. Romantic love is a human experience. It is a human emotion. It is why we, as non-physical, choose to physically focus our consciousness into the earth plane, is to experience what it is to be human and all the emotions that go along with that. And romantic love is one of those emotions and experiences. So somebody who is your soulmate is not always somebody that you've romantically partnered up with in previous incarnations, okay? And for you guys specifically, this soulmate is somebody that, like I said, you guys have played so many different roles and so many different circumstances and situations with each other, lifetime after lifetime, and there is some agreement with each other as to why you continue to partner up so closely lifetime after lifetime. And this particular lifetime, this is about romantic love, a romantic love situation and experience that you have chosen to play out this lifetime in the particular personality and body that you inhabit this lifetime, and their personality and body they inhabit this lifetime. There is a very deep and dramatic love affair that plays out over the course of your life with this person. If you are a very young Leo and you're like, I want to find my soulmate and we're going to live happily ever after, I don't really think that's the case. I think, yeah, you're going to find your soulmate and you guys are going to have intense passion and love and it's going to be amazing. But I feel like because you and this person have so many lives together, there is such an overwhelming amount of energy and information that constantly plays out between the two of you that it's kind of hard to control or understand or participate in your younger years, okay? It's like when you and this person meet, you feel like you've known each other all your life, but it's deeper than that. You're like, we've known each other for 1,000 lifetimes. Like you know it, and it is the truth. You and that soul, you guys have vibrated on the same frequency lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and you love the dance you share with each other. It's like, think of Earth as the stage and you're both actors. You two love to play in roles together, okay? That's what soulmates are to me. You guys love to play in roles together, and your energies, the way they intertwine and interact with each other, just creates all this magic, and then also friction, and it's high and it's low, and it's every single emotion on the spectrum is pulled out of you because of this person. And it's like they could just, everything about you, they know how to manipulate you if they want to. Nobody inspires more passion within you than them. This, Leo, you guys, out of all the readings I've done so far, this here is probably the most grown and intense soulmate connection that I've read, and I only have 3 more to do. So, and just thinking about all the stuff going on in your personal readings that I've done, I'm just, wow. So anyways, you guys just have a very long soul history with each other, and it's interesting to me to see that the majority of you are not with this person, though I feel that many of you have met this individual and maybe have even dated them or whatever, but for whatever reason right now you guys are not together, and I really feel like you guys are with somebody else. Okay, you're not with this soulmate. You're not. If you are in a relationship, you are not in a relationship with this person. You're not. Okay, so the cards that I pulled from the Vintage Oracle, which are the energies from your past incarnation coming into this one and how they're playing out. I have love, truth, and shadow self. And I just have to say, like, these 2 cards are super intense cards, very heavy. And it's like, I hope this, I'm going to try to keep your video as short as I can, Leo, but there is a lot going on here about your soulmate. Like, you guys are, this is a really intense life, and both of you are very wise, grown, old souls, and that's why this whole charade and drama that's played out has been so intense. It's because you both are, like, so grown and wise on a spiritual level, and I almost feel as though at the soul level you both laugh at your physical manifested selves and the way that the physical manifested self interacts and plays off the other, and the drama and the energy and the emotion that comes out that's sparked by you two. It's just out of this world, truly. And I just feel like for those of you who really have had a lot of sadness and heartache around this soulmate not being in your life, it's like I said, it almost like your soul, higher self kind of giggles, because you guys are, it does not matter what's playing out in this physical realm. You and that person are buddies behind the scenes, loving each other in a way that, you know, we don't understand, because the non-physical, the emotional spectrum of the non-physical is something we can't even comprehend. But you and this person, you guys, this is, like I said, so many lifetimes together. You guys are just beautiful with each other. And that love, the romantic love that you guys have shared in previous incarnations, comes through very strong in this lifetime. Okay, for some of you, you will never love anybody more than you love this person. Nobody else can inspire you or dig into you or ignite your own energy and trigger you the way this love from this soulmate can. And that's why there is a lot of sadness if this person isn't in your life. And I feel like you guys are separated because, again, the energy of all of these lifetimes is so overwhelming. You guys don't know, you guys didn't know what to do with it, really. It was just probably a very intense situation at all times, whether it was good intense or bad intense. It's just like, it was very overwhelming. But that love from all these previous lifetimes was present from day one between you two. And whether you are like, even if you're separated from each other, it's still there. And if you have not met this person, if you're like, I do not know a single person in my past that even comes close to this energy you're talking about, well, you have not met that person yet. I feel like that's a smaller majority of you, but you haven't met that person. And when this shows up and you feel like love at the snap of a finger, that's because that's all those previous lifetimes, bam, It's already there. Now, in this lifetime, you take all of this stuff you guys have done in previous lifetimes and you manifest magic. It's just, whew, it's a lot of energy. But here is where the challenge comes in with truth and shadow self. This soulmate also brings out the deepest, darkest things about you and your personality, and like they can we'll put truth is like in the middle of love and shadow. Okay, that's why I'm like, when it's up, it's fucking amazing, intense, hot shit that nobody else in this world can even compete with. But when it's bad and it's friction, again, it's that same intensity where it's the worst thing in the whole world. And you're like, shoot me now, please. And so with this soulmate, I feel like you have equally experienced both sides of this. And they can bring the best out in you and they can bring the worst out in you like nobody else can. And for some of you, that might be why you are not together. But the truth of the matter is, it's not that you guys aren't a good fit or a good match for each other. You guys, in this life, in this physical body, are not grown enough yet to handle the intensity of the energy that exists between the two of you. It's like kindergartners trying to be a mom and a dad and play house. Like, it's what you guys share on a spiritual level is so full grown. It is beyond your comprehension, and that is why you have so much friction with them, because it's too much. It's you don't intellectually, emotionally, your spiritual body, you're not, at this point in your life, you're not capable or able to integrate that. Like you have to elevate energetically to come into a full alignment with this person, where that the intensity of that energy can be far more balanced and controlled and be used towards becoming the power couple that you guys have been so many times before, okay? But it's just like, I feel as though, even though there's been this great intense love and connection, there's been so much challenge, and so you've really questioned if that person is really the one for you because of that. Because it's like you have all of that energy, but it's like it doesn't work. No matter what you do, the way you roll the dice, it's like you can't make it line up. And as I said, it's not because you're not meant to be together. It's that both of you have more maturing and growing to do on every level, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. For some of you, like, this is a general reading, so the work that needs to be done is different for all of you. But the angel romance cards that came out for you, very interesting message here, Leo. So I pulled 3, but I needed to pull 4. Spirit prompted me. I've only been pulling 3, so I'm gonna start with these first 2. And here is separation. And when I was shuffling, this card actually kind of popped in my mind. Like, I just kind of felt like this was going to come out. I don't know why. And then there it was. Then we have finance and career. So I feel as though the separation between many of you from this person has a lot to do with money, or, it's like, at a soul level, you know what you're supposed to be, what you've had, what you're capable of manifesting. But in this life so far, it's like you haven't ever quite achieved that when you were together. And there may have been a lot of fights about money and, job issues, things like that, that really drove you apart. Or, maybe for some of you, you guys, just based on this other cards here, like started dating somebody that you worked with and ended it with this person, or they ended it with you because they wanted to date somebody they worked with. It's just like work and money is sitting right next to this separation. And so there's something about this energy, and since this is finance and careers, to me this means physical, tangible things in reality that drove you apart. Money and career being the main things, but it doesn't just have to be that. It could be, you know, that you just physically lost interest in each other, or there was just a lot of unfairness. It's in the physical, tangible world, this situation just didn't seem viable anymore for whatever reason, and so there's that separation, okay? And you moved on here with somebody else for many of you, but with pay attention to the red flags, it's like okay, you're trying to be with this person and have it become this, but that's never going to happen. And you might align with this person in ways that you didn't with this person, okay? It's like, I feel like you might have a lot more balanced energy. It might be more peaceful, you know, not so dramatic, not so high-low, up, down, back, forth, and out. But with that said, that also means there is far less passion and emotional excitement involved with this new person. Well, why? Because they are not your soulmate for thousands of lifetimes, okay? This is a person who you have probably incarnated with before, but this is like a newer energy, and maybe this relationship is something that will play out deeper in future lifetimes, but it's more like an introduction in this lifetime. And I don't really feel like this is the person you're supposed to be with, this new love that has replaced this soulmate, or the person that you're trying to be with to forget about this person. Or maybe this is somebody, if you haven't met this person yet, this is somebody you're trying to make into that person, but it's not, okay? I really don't feel like you guys are with your intended soulmate. I don't. Based on all these cards, I don't. I'm sorry to say that. I feel like, again, for many of you, this is somebody you've already had a relationship with and you're apart from them at this time. And for others of you, you haven't met this person, but the person you're with or interested in, you're trying to make into this, because at a soul level, you know that this exists. But who's ever just come into your life is not the one, okay? They're not. And when pay attention to the red flags, this to me is the universe saying to you, hey, I'm giving you signs that this isn't the person, okay? And you know, you can hang out with this person, but it's never going to manifest into this, ever. This is only with one person. You, the work, the history, the lifetimes, the lessons, the soul growth, the bond, the sacredness of this, you know, agreement, contract that you have so many lifetimes played out with each other. No, this is so special. You cannot recreate it with anybody else. Period. End of story. And for those of you who are really missing that person, and so you're trying to recreate because you're like, God, I can't imagine that I'm never going to have that again. You can't be like that. It's never going to recreate. I really feel like for a lot of you, you and this person are going to reconnect at some point in life, because, again, there's just some work that needs to be done with your physical vessel, with your mental body, your emotional body, in order for you to be able to handle the intensity of the energy that you share with this person, okay? It's just so big. I can't believe it. Like, you, Leo and Pisces, like, have these crazy soulmate past life readings out of everybody. You two for sure. Although Pisces is a completely kind of different message. Well, Yeah, it was a different message, but the two of you guys have the most intense readings. And then out of the Wisdom Oracle cards, I have Message in a Bottle and Fork in the Road. And so here we are. You're with this person, or maybe you're single, and you're hung up on trying to get back with this person. Do I reach out? Will it be any different this time if some time has passed? Things of that nature. And, or for some of you, you might actually hear from this person out of the blue. Okay? And even though I'm doing this reading in February 2017, this is a special edition Lovescope. So this is, you know, something that I'm doing in honor of love for the month of February, because the month of February is love. This energy can play out over the course of the whole entire year. So with Message in a Bottle here, I feel like there is going to be communication with this soulmate in the course of 2017, but if it's you, Leo, that needs to reach out, I feel like you feel so hesitant to do so. You're really scared of the same kind of energy and pattern repeating between the two of you, and you don't want to relive that anymore. And that's, again, why you guys are separated and you've tried to move on. Just based on your oracle cards, the vision of oracle cards for the advice for you guys, I feel as though you guys really need more understanding and growth and healing in order to come into a place where you are ready to receive this soulmate for everything that it brings. And I feel as though everybody that you date or try to recreate this kind of energy with, because you feel similar kind of connections, it's not gonna really work out, because I feel like this is who you're meant to be with. Like, you both just have a lot of growing to do, and the bond that you share is so deep, and the history of it is something so far back that I can't even go that far back. And I mean, you know, as energy, we're all eternal, but I'm talking about all the incarnations you and this person have shared on the earth plane. It's enormous. It's the most, out of all the readings that I've done, there is, for some of you, there is somebody that is so special. You will never meet another one of them in this life. Like, and the reason why they're so unique and special to you is because of all these lives you've had before, incarnating very closely with each other, whether it was romantic or friends or mom, dad, brothers, sister, however the bond you guys shared, it's like on every facet of experience you guys have had. And with all of those lifetimes and all of that experience, it makes for one hell of a ride romantically this lifetime. As intense or as challenging as it may have been, or as it has been, it's exactly what you both wanted before you came into this physical existence, because you both are such wise, grown souls. And I don't know, I feel like this is the one you're supposed to be with, regardless of what's going on in your life right now. And, you know, I firmly believe that what's meant to be will always find its way, no matter what. Like, there's nothing that can stop it. And what's not meant to be, you know, it can't ever fully take root. It can't. And I feel like if there were a lot of superficial reasons, you know, that separated you guys, there's just got to become an understanding about what's most important to you out of life, out of a romantic situation. Because for many of you, I feel like you weren't quite sure, like you weren't ready for this energy when it showed up. And I think the reason why this had to show up and not work out is because you're never going to connect to another person like you did here. So that's always going to kind of be with you as you go through your other relationships and you learn and grow and groom yourself to come back into that, okay? But if you hadn't experienced that before all of this, you wouldn't know that that even existed and that you could have a connection like that, okay? So I just feel like for a lot of you, you know, it's just about getting real and true with yourself and who are you and what do you really want out of life. And you and that person are going to come back together. And since this is general, for some of you, you're going to meet this person, like, especially if you're younger. I feel like if you're younger, like early 20s, this is somebody that you're going to meet or meet for the first time, you know, in the course of 2017, and you guys could be together now going forward to the end, or you guys could come together and then have this intensity and break up, as this, you know, reading has said, and then eventually later in life get back together. Like, this is kind of the main energy of this reading. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the oracle cards here as outcome or advice. And you know, just, I have drawn 3, and they can all speak to you, but I really feel as though you should focus in on one and decide, you know, which one of these messages is probably the most suited for you. So, you know, maybe as Spirit is a card 1, 2, or 3 that is my personal advice. Because the vision of oracle cards, they don't really have a description. They're more to be divinated based off their imagery, okay? So I want you to really also look at the card and see what comes to you personally. And I will read you the little quote that accompanies each card. So the first card is card number 10, and this is what it looks like. And see, you can see that she's learning. I mean, and with all of those books and things, you know, this is like serious growth of some kind. All right. Knowledge, research, knowing the facts, being prepared, forewarned. As the biggest library, if it is in disorder, is not as useful as a small but well-arranged one. So you may accumulate a vast amount of knowledge, but it will be of far less value than a much smaller amount if you have not enough thought over it for yourself. Okay, so exactly like I said, you have all of this energy and past life together, but not knowing what to do with it is too much. And I feel like the separation comes into play because you're learning how you can have this kind of relationship, okay? So here is the second card. It's card number 47, and that's what it looks like. And it says, healing, caring friendships. The power of love to change bodies is legendary, built into folklore, common sense, and everyday experience. Love moves the flesh, it pushes matter around. Throughout history, tender, loving care has uniformly been recognized as a valuable element in healing. So this relationship needs tender, loving care and healing within you in order for it to be what it is meant to be this lifetime. Okay? And this is the third card. It's card number 34. And it says, breaking free, chasing a dream. A horse is the projection of people's dreams about themselves, strong, powerful, beautiful, and it has the capability of giving us escape from our mundane existence. Wow. So this person, like I said, there's nobody else in this world like them, and the reason for that is because of the soul history the two of you share. And, you know, with this message in a bottle and fork in the road, I would recommend you not reach out to this person again until you are ready to shift and be into a different place with them, okay? And you really need to trust that the universe will always bring you back together no matter how far you drift apart if you're meant to be, okay? And until then, live your life, because there's some work you have to do on yourself in order for you and this other individual to be able to handle the intensity of the energy that is created when the two of you come together. All right, Leo, I hope this video isn't too long. That is what I have for you with past life soulmate connection energy. I will be doing the normal love scopes for February. Again, this is just a special love scope focusing on your past life soulmate that you are supposed to be with this lifetime on a romantic level. So I hope this resonated with you and helped you out. I also hope that you have a very beautiful, blessed, and romantic February. Take care.